Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and my guy B-Dot is here with me.
My name's B-Dot.
You're still alive.
Can't get rid of me.
Listen, shout out to Detroit. I'm actually heading to Detroit. We got meetings from my building today, so that's happening. It's also Chinese New Year tomorrow.
Okay. What year is
February
it?
10th, Year of the Dragon.
Oh, shout out to Cisco.
And it's also the day that I'm reopening. I have my juice bar in Brooklyn, but it's going to be called the Nourish Spot. BK, shout out to Don Kelly.
Yes.
Shout out to Jade, my partners in the Nourish Spot BK. So tomorrow's our grand opening. I thought it was a great day to open because it's Chinese New Year. The Year of the Dragon's a very lucky year. And so I'm just excited.
I'm going to have a dragon fruit smoothie in your honor.
And they love you, B-Dot. They said you were one of their first customers at the store in Queens.
Yes.
At the Nourish Spot. They have a location in Queens, and now we do in Brooklyn.
So excited.
All right. Also, shout out to my girl, Daryl Fairweather. She's coming on the show today. She's a chief economist at Redfin. And we hear so many different things about real estate, good time to buy, bad time to buy, tiny homes. What are you doing about helping the unhoused? Because we do have a lot of migrants coming in as well. We'll touch on all of those things today to give you real information from the chief economist at Redfin. And we got some special things happening today in the next hour. We have the iHeartRadio Feature 5 with Usher. We'll be playing new songs from Usher's album, and I know y'all can't wait to hear it. This is Usher's year, y'all. And in the meantime, let's get the show started with Shine a Light. We're going to spread some love and positivity. It's Way Up. Shine a Light is next. 800-292-5150.
I'ma shine. Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and B-Dot is here co-hosting.
Yeah.
And let's get into Shine a Light. 800-292-5150. Today, I want to shine a light on somebody. She's a 47-year-old woman from New York City. Okay. Black woman. And she is the founder of Harlem Candle Company. Oh. Now, she started this company. Her name is Terry Johnson. Mm-hmm. She started this company using $50,000 that she originally saved for her wedding. And now this company makes about $2 million annually.
Wow.
Yes, and I definitely have some Harlem Candle Company candles. I mean, they're amazing. They were basically luxury candles. She was charging $50 initially for each of them. And now her luxury candles, which pay homage to the Harlem Renaissance, are sold in 134 stores like Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, Macy's. And they do a lot of corporate gifting. And so each fragrance and packaging also tells the story of Black luminaries like Josephine Baker, Duke Ellington, Langston Hughes, among others. And so she even made it onto Oprah's favorite things list.
Oh, man,
last
me
year.
on Oprah's list.
Yeah, that helps.
That helps a lot.
Okay. Well, shout out to you, Terry Johnson. We want to shine a light on you. And who do you guys want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Addie, who you want to shine a light on?
I would like to shine a light on my boyfriend, Sean.
My man.
He is my baby. He is my baby, my man, my lover. And he's always hardworking.
I could tell you baby him by the way you said, my baby.
He's going to have a good Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Valentine's Day is coming up.
I will.
What you going to do for him?
Yeah. I can't say it over the radio. He usually listens to the radio.
All right, so you already have a plan. So, okay. Listen.
Definitely.
It's a plan B.
Oh.
On deck.
Listen, that's her baby, her man. How long y'all been together?
We have been together going on 2 years.
Okay, going on 2. All right,
that's
good
nice.
times. And you said his name is Nason?
Deshawn.
Deshawn. Okay. All right, well, shout out to him. He is definitely doing something right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for calling. All right, well, that was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150 in case you couldn't get through. And when we come back, we have your Yeetie, and let's talk about interviews. Funny Marco, guess who is his next guest? Actually, this trailer was pretty funny to me because I do watch BMF, and I also watch all of the Power series. So it's Way Up. Yeetie is next.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to him.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and my guy B-Dot is here.
I am your guy.
Hey, you are my guy.
Yes.
All right, so B-Dot, let's get into some Yeetie. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
This is a particular type of interviewing style that Funny Marco does. I actually find it amusing. Do you? What do you think? Because I know...
It's a little bit oversaturated.
As a journalist, I want to know what you think.
It's a little oversaturated right now. You know, the whole apathetic, Daria kind of shtick that a lot of people are doing right now. I feel like, everyone's kind of capitalized.
He's been doing it for a minute, though.
Yeah, but so has the guy from In Between Two Ferns, Zach, from The Hangover.
But I feel like this is more in our culture.
Right.
So it's a little different to see people have this type of interview. Well, Funny Marco's next guest is going to be Lala, and here's the trailer for that.
BMF is coming back.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you watch it?
Yeah. You died on there.
No, I died on Power. So you really do watch it, huh? Do you know my character's name with BMF?
I know you worked at the bank and you always looked at him sideways.
I worked at a car insurance company.
And I know that he knows both of those shows, clearly, like BMF. I watch both. I watch all of those.
Well, I don't have a TV like I told you earlier this week.
You do have a TV. You don't have a TV at all. Shut up. You don't watch BMF?
I try to catch it when I can.
Okay, because you gotta watch it to know what's going on. You can't even just catch an episode. You won't know what's going on.
Right.
All right, well, shout out to Lala. I think that should be a funny one. And Bobby Altoff recently also interviewed Sukihana. So it was interesting that this particular clip went viral because I kind of felt like Sukihana was also joking back with Bobby. The two of them have been together. She's been showing, Bobby Altoff how to dance and twerk and do things like that. So I kind of feel like they have a bit of a friendship. But I don't know that Sukihana would confuse magician with musician, but here's what happened.
You're a musician.
So I'm a musician. What the that mean? Make magic or something?
I think you're confusing that.
Yeah, I'm not no musician.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing...
I'm not confusing nothing because you don't know. You thought that all I was a magician or whatever you said.
See, that's what I think you think I said. No, I said musician, not magician.
I don't think, baby, I don't think. What is that? That's ghetto. I don't think. I know.
Now, what do you think about Bobby Altoff as a journalist?
I don't know if you would call her that, but, she's a personality.
No, I mean you as a journalist.
Oh, me as a journalist. Again, it goes back to that, that shtick. I'm kind of over it at this point. Everyone's just kind of mimicking each other. But there is a lane for it. So.
And, she started off really big on TikTok doing these videos with her husband. Well, now he has filed for a divorce. And so she posted a response to that and said, as sad as I am right now, I'm so thankful for the time I got to be his wife. Our girls are so lucky to have him as a father, and I am so lucky to be able to co-parent with such an incredible father and husband. While our relationship did not work out as husband and wife, we will always be friends, and I will always love him.
Life as a Bobby shouldn't be so rough.
Bye. B-Dot. All right. Well, anyway, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we did last night. It's Way Up.
Last night.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and B-Dot is here with me.
I am.
All right. About last night, B-Dot, you have to tell me you did something. Did you watch a TV show? There's no way that every night you're going home and going to sleep at 8 o'clock.
I'm old, man. I was born in the late 20th century.
Anyway, what did you do last night?
Nothing.
This is awful. Well, let me tell you what I did yesterday in that case.
I'm living vicariously through you, Angela.
I actually, when I left work yesterday, I went to Tatiana's. Y'all know I love Tatiana's. Hey. I talk about that restaurant a lot. Shout out to Coffee Uplifts people. We are on the menu at Tatiana's, my tea and my coffee company. So make sure when you go there, you order it. But it's not an easy place to get a reservation.
Oh, I know.
And shout out to Chef Kwame. They actually filmed for Chef's Table at Tatiana's. It's a Netflix show. It's already 6 seasons, Emmy nominated. And what they do is they introduce you to culinary stars from around the world. And so they actually profiled Chef Kwame at Tatiana's. So he did ask me if I wanted to come and just basically be in the restaurant and eat. And I was like, we ain't got to pay. I'll be there.
So wait a second. You went out to a restaurant and bring back a doggy bag?
You know what's crazy? So you can take food to go if you ate it, but he doesn't do takeout at all.
Ah.
Yeah, so if you try to call him, he don't care if you his friend or anything, and you're like, hey, can I just pick up some of these tacos that you guys have? And they're like, no, sorry, we don't do that.
Well, I would have been more than happy to eat your leftover scraps, Angela.
And actually, Tatiana's, I've never tried avocado before.
Okay.
But that is the first place I've eaten avocado because I made a commitment to myself to try something new. So I did a new thing thanks to Tabitha Brown, who is, by the way, a 3-time New York Times bestselling author. And I did a new thing was me trying avocado because that's her favorite.
And did you like it? It's okay.
Yeah, I could still live without it.
I could live without it.
What's a food that you should try that you've never tried?
Oh, man. Well, I tell you what I don't like. I don't like pickles. And I haven't had one in years.
Yeah.
So
I don't like pickles either.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like anything that like swims in juice, sits there like that. It's a thing. All right, would you try it again?
No, absolutely not.
All right. Well, I said something you want to try.
Okay. Oh, we'll try the pickles then. How about we try them together?
No, I don't want to.
All right.
I don't want to. Pickles are so nasty to me. I don't like anything even pickled. You know how they have like pickled, but I don't like the taste of pickle juice.
Okay.
It's gross.
I agree.
All right, think about it. We'll pick something else. We'll pickle something else. All right, well, that is your About Last Night. And y'all know we got the iHeartRadio Feature 5 with Usher coming up. That's right. We're going to be playing new songs off of Usher's new album. And I know you're going to love it. It's Way Up.
Got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and B-Dot is here with me.
I'm going nowhere.
Don't say it like that. That sounded awful.
Here for life, Ange.
I'm going nowhere. Let's get into some under the radar stories. Let's talk about pizza. Pizza is, I feel like, an iconic food that the reason why I could never be vegan, even though they do have vegan pizza, I can't give up.
New Yorkers are raised on that. You can raise a kid off of pizza.
Well, guess what? They're saying that New York, Chicago, New Haven, they may not be the best pizza. And now there's a new spot that is home to America's favorite pizza.
Where?
And that is Detroit.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. And by the way, February 9th, today is National Pizza Day. Just pointing that out too. But I will say that Detroit does have some amazing pizza places. You know, there's Vincetta Garage. When I tell you, like, it is a good place for pizza. I'm not going to lie. Detroit has great restaurants, period.
Right.
But their pizza is good.
Do you think over New York, though?
I would say, and I hate to say this, New York has been slipping.
Wow.
Yeah, Detroit does have some like amazing pizza places.
Revoke your New York City card, man.
You know, I'm going to always say New York. And by the way, me and my girl Chella in Chicago, we argue, and Jeremiah, about Chicago pizza versus New York pizza.
Like Chicago pizza. It's like a lasagna.
You know, they don't only do, because they hate the fact that people know them for deep dish.
Right.
But they don't only do deep dish. That's a special kind.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so shout out to Detroit. I'm actually heading there today. And that is your Under the Radar. Now, you know, we got the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Plus, my girl Daryl Fairweather is going to be joining us. She is the chief economist at Redfin. There's a lot of people giving their take on what's going on with the housing market, but she is definitely the expert, and we're going to get into that. It's Way Up.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way up.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and my guy B-Dot is here.
I am here.
You are outside. And you know what? Me and B-Dot have been good friends for a long time, and this is Yee T. And so I want to shout out somebody else who I've been good friends with for a really long time as well. Donnell Rawlings.
Ashy Larry?
Ashy Larry. He has announced officially that his Netflix special that Dave Chappelle produced is going to be coming out on February 27th. That is barely any time. It's like a couple of weeks from now. By the way, I was there for the taping of that. So I am super excited to be able to support my guy Donnell Rawlings. So shout out to him for his special. It's a New Day.
How funny was it when you saw it live?
It was amazing. Honestly, his special was good. And I'm going to be for real, and he'll tell you this too. I mean, it was a couple of different tapings that he had to do to get it perfect. And initially he did one in Charlotte. And unfortunately, it was during the pandemic. People had on masks. It wasn't the same vibe. So he went back in and redid it. And Dave was even like, you know, it's good, but I feel like we could make it better.
Tighten it up.
And I know he should be glad that he did that, because it would make it kind of put it in a certain time frame if you would have only had it with people wearing masks. It's not the vibe. You can't see people laughing.
Right.
You know, you don't know anything. And so, yeah.
Shout out to him, man. Definitely
yeah, so
tuned
shout out
in.
to Donnell Rawlings. We had to start it off like that. Also, somebody else who I now work with, Ryan Serhant. He was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. I've been wanting to talk about this. You know, we all know him from also $1 Million Listing.
Okay.
But he also documented his whole renovation of his home in Brooklyn.
All right.
And I feel his pain because I'm going through that right now. But he revealed that he's going to sell Andy Cohen's house, his apartment, by the way, in New York City. So here's what he had to say. And he talked about selling a property that was worth over $100 million. Listen to this.
What's the largest check you've procured since we last saw you on MDL?
Sold a house in Palm Beach for $132,880,000.
Wow. Who was your last major celebrity client?
Maybe you.
We're going to. Yes, we are. You're going to sell my place.
Okay.
You know what type of commission you get for selling a $132 million home?
You take Section 8?
No. I mean, that's insane. Now, he also was on Way Up with Ye recently. I mean, naturally. And here's what he had to say about his book, Branded Like Sirhan, because that also just came out. Branded Like Sirhan, stand out from the crowd, build your following, and earn money, because he is definitely an expert at branding. Here he is on Way Up with Ye.
I view time as a currency because, especially early on in the real estate business, you lose a deal and it pisses you off and you take it personally and it ruins your day. You just lost a day. Like if someone yelled at me for 15 minutes, if those 15 minutes were dollars and then I had $1,000 in my pocket, I wouldn't say, well, screw the $985 in my pocket and light them on fire. I'd probably say, good thing I have $985 to go invest in and use.
All right, Gilbert Arenas. Now, this is on Gil's Arena. He was talking about Genuine getting really gangster in the club. Don't play with these R&B singers.
Same OG.
All right, so here's what Gilbert Arenas said happened when Genuine two-piece somebody. Not just somebody, but an NBA player.
Oh, man.
Here's the story.
I did see an NBA player get two-piece by Genuine in the club. So Genuine was giving bottles out, right? Respect. The dude was like, I ain't gay. I'm not accepting no bottle from no man. So Genuine came over there, said some things, and then all of a sudden, wah, wah, wah.
And by the way, B-Dot may be a blogger, but he would do the same thing.
I mean, it's not like the guy asked to ride his pony or anything like that.
B-Dot.
What?
You're right, though. Yeah, you're right about that.
Just drinks.
Yeah.
But, okay.
That song makes everybody want to grind, though. I know if that we put that song on right now, you're going to do a little
shimmy.
Yeah, you can't help it. All right, well, that is your Yee tea. And when we come back, we have Ask Yee. 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up. Anything you want to know, we're here to help.
Go. Hey, everybody, whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
You should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and B-Dot is here.
I am here.
And it's time for Ask Yee. Now, this person left us a message on the voicemail, 800-292-5150, and she needs some help about a friendship. Listen to what she said.
Hey, Angela. I need your help, girl. About 5 years ago, my best friend at the time told my boyfriend that I cheated on. I'm not going to lie, I had some infidelity there. And I haven't spoken to her or him since, but it's 5 years later, and she reached out to me, and she wants to rekindle and trying to apologize for what she's done. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I need your advice and need to know, what should I do?
All right, well, I have a few questions here. A, I don't know why her friend would tell her boyfriend that she cheated. That's an issue for me, right? And then B, what is making her come back around? I don't know how close they were. I don't know what happened. But I feel like this. Number one, if somebody tells that you cheated, you could be mad at the person who told. But if you did cheat, you can only really be mad at yourself.
Accountability.
But the other thing is your best friend or somebody really close to you should not do that. And I would not trust that person to be around me.
Yeah.
I don't know what her rationale was, but that should have never happened. And now how am I ever going to feel like I want you to be knowing any of my business?
Yeah, people are quick to spread your business.
Yeah, and I don't want people like that around me. And I feel like if it's been years and your life has been fine without this person, maybe you can be cordial if you happen to run into them, but we're not going to be friends again.
I think that's good advice, Ange.
Well, thank you.
You're like Ann Landis, man.
Well, no, I just think that I've had to cut friends off because I had one person that was talking about me so bad behind my back all the time. And I was like, you got to stop doing that. And I gave her another chance. And it didn't help. And I just feel like sometimes somebody shows you who they are, and that's it.
That's the first time.
Yeah, and you don't need to keep going back. Would you take a friend back if they told your business?
Nah, man, that's a violation, man. It's a bro code. Is anything matter anymore?
And sometimes if it's something small that's not purposeful, I could see that. But she did that purposely, to hurt you. You went to her man and said she cheated on you. What type of reason would you ever have to do that? Now, if it's something where somebody told something that was kind of harmless or whatever, I could see that it was a mistake.
Right.
But not that. That ain't no mistake.
Yeah, I don't know what you gain out of that by, spilling the beans.
She probably linked up. All right, well,
exactly
that was your Ask Yee, 800-292-5150. And Daryl Fairweather, chief economist at Redfin, is going to be coming through. She's a regular. When we come back, it's Way Up.
We're about to do this.
Yeah.
Yo.
More Way Up with Angela Yee on now.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and a friend to the show is here. She's a regular. I would say a regular now because it's been 1 year.
This is my third time on Way Up.
Yeah, Daryl Fairweather is here, chief economist at Redfin. Also, author On the
Soon,
way.
yes. My book is finished, but it's not going to come out probably till next year. But it is locked and loaded.
All right. Well, congratulations for that. That's a big deal.
Thank you.
Must feel good. But you are the person I always tell you this. I follow you on X just to see everything that you're talking about. And I saw that recently you said somebody from Nikki Haley's team, please contact me because I want to talk about housing. What is it that you want to say to someone from her team?
I just want to know what their policy is. I feel like I've talked to Biden's team. I've talked to Elizabeth Warren's team. The Democrats, they have a plan. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but they have policies put together. And I want to hear from the other side, like, what are your policies?
And so what has Biden done so far? And by the way, from what we've been seeing, the economy is doing really well right now under Biden. They called it the Biden booming economy, but people aren't really talking about that so much. So what is their plan when it comes to housing? What's been happening?
So what's been happening, I think some of the biggest policies that come through that Inflation Reduction Act, there are climate policies that are tied to housing, like getting housing more resilient and ready for the future. Biden has done a good job at that. For the next year, I think they're going to be focusing more on making housing more affordable, increasing the supply of housing. It's going to be hard for them to do that at the federal level because it's mostly local governments who are in charge of that. So they can try to use carrots and sticks to get them to increase the supply of multifamily housing. It's going to be hard. And they're also focusing on things like the low-income housing tax credit to get more money to people who really need it to afford their rent.
Yeah, I see there is a bill right now that it's been, they've been kicking this around for a while, but it's a $25,000 credit to go to first-time buyers that meet a certain requirement financially, a down payment toward Equity Act. It's still not a law though, right? It's a bill right now?
I think that's right. I mean, there are lots of down payment assistance programs, even if that one isn't official yet. There's so many at the state level and the local level. So if you're a first-time home buyer, do your research, find out what free money you can get for your down payment.
Right. And why wouldn't you? Right now, I'm talking to Daryl Fairweather, chief economist at Redfin. Another thing that I see a lot of people doing is buying these tiny homes on Amazon. I see on TikTok that's been a thing. Like, I got my first home, and they're showing themselves putting it together. Do you see that as something that could be something that really helps when it comes to housing?
So there have been a lot of innovations in modular housing, kind of 3D printed homes to get the construction costs down. The problem is that the reason housing is so expensive in cities like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco has more to do with the land. So how are you going to afford the land to put your tiny home on? It's going to be a challenge unless you're going to be building it out in some rural area where land is really cheap.
You know, in New York, they're doing this thing now where they give you a credit if you'll put one of those tiny homes like on your property for somebody to rent out. And people are doing it, especially if it's a family member or maybe you have kids and you're like, all right, I'm going to rent this to my daughter and then she'll have this home that we'll place on our property.
Yeah, they're called additional dwelling units or sometimes called granny flats or mother-in-law units. You can put a home in your backyard. It could be a small studio, but they even have big ones that are 2 bedrooms. These have been really popular in Seattle. California's passed some laws to make them easier. And yeah, it's great for intergenerational living because empty nesty baby boomers own twice as many homes as millennials with kids. So one solution for that is for baby boomers to go build a house in their backyard for them to live in, have their kids live in, and they have the grandchildren there too. You have this great intergenerational living arrangement, helps with childcare. So I think that's great. I think we should have more of that.
Yeah, that is a good way to look at it when it comes to like, I need some help. Ma, come back here. All right, bring the baby to the
to the backyard. Yeah, exactly.
Daryl Fairweather is here, and anytime I have questions about the real estate market, she is definitely one of my go-to people to talk to. She's the chief economist at Redfin, and we have more with her when we come back. It's Way Up.
We about to do this.
Yeah.
Yo.
More Way Up with Angela Yee on now.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and I have Daryl Fairweather with me, chief economist at Redfin. I was showing somebody the difference when your interest rate is a 3.25 versus like a 6%. And it does make a huge difference as far as what you're paying monthly on a mortgage. So people have to understand why your credit matters and why having a good credit score and getting the best rate you can possibly get matters. But with that being said, interest rates, people are waiting for those to drop. And we keep hearing in 2024, those rates will go down. What are your thoughts on what's happening? I know nobody can predict it, but we can see what's going on. And you're the economist, so.
Well, the chairman of the Federal Reserve came out this week and he was basically saying, don't hold your breath on us dropping interest rates. We're going to wait for inflation to get down and be even more consistent. We're worried about the economy growing and that driving up interest rates. So basically what that means is that if you're buying a home, don't bet on interest rates coming down this year. They've come down a little bit since November, but the chances are they're probably not going to come down all that much more, which I think takes some of the pressure off. You don't have to feel like you need to time the market so much. Just figure out what you can afford, what homes are out there. If you can afford it, great, go for it. If you can't, rent, nothing wrong with that. And, you know, the economy is in a really interesting place. It's growing so much, which is why interest rates are high. And what that means is that if you have a job, you're probably going to have more job security. If you have some stock compensation or some investments, are probably going to do better. And you might actually end up being in a better position with more money to put towards your house next year, assuming the economy keeps doing so well.
Yeah, what I'm reading is that wages are outpacing inflation right now, which is a positive thing when it comes to the economy. Right now, I'm talking to Daryl Fairweather, chief economist at Redfin. All right, and another thing that's a big issue, and I would really love for you to talk about this, is migrant housing. And so we see in New York, I walk past certain hotels that have been converted and buildings. And so some people are saying that they feel like we already have a crisis of people who are unhoused living in our neighborhood. You know, we see that in California and San Francisco. We see it in New York and Chicago. But then there's migrant housing that they're providing for people who are coming here as they're waiting to see if they can stay in the country. And, you know, the whole thing is a cycle. But what is the connection when it comes to making sure that people who are unhoused are able to get housing, but then they're feeling away because they feel like, well, these migrants come and they get housing, but we can't even get it?
I think that the needs of the long-term unhoused population are different than the refugee population, which makes it like not really a direct comparison. A lot of times long-term unhoused people, they need services. They need like mental health services or rehabilitation services that refugees don't necessarily need. The refugees may be coming with families. They may have ties, and it's just like a temporary housing situation until they get settled with family members elsewhere. So I think it's just advanced occupancy housing where, you know, you don't necessarily have a bathroom or a kitchen in your unit. It's more shared. Those kinds of housing units can bring down the costs and make it so that unhoused people and refugees just have more options and we're not so constrained.
You know, I saw you speaking with Elizabeth Warren's people too on social media, and she's like, just build more houses. And that is that the solution?
It is a solution, but like, how do you get to that solution? Because there are a lot of barriers. Yeah. And one of the biggest barriers are just local homeowners blocking housing. If a new development goes in, people start showing up at their city halls complaining that it's going to block their view, or, you know, it's going to bring in the wrong kind of people. You know what that means. So I think we need to create the incentives where those people don't have as much say over what housing goes in, because if you're a homeowner, you're good, and you shouldn't be blocking housing that could potentially be used for families and lower income people who really do need it. So I think we need to kind of shift the power, give more power potentially to the states or even the federal government, because it's becoming such a national problem that we do need a more broad solution instead of just leaving it up to local governments.
Daryl Fairweather, always appreciate you for coming through. Thank you so much for everything that you do when you bring attention to things on social media. I'll make sure that I'm always reposting and retweeting things, because I get a lot of my information, like I always say, from watching you.
Yeah, and you can follow me. My handle is Fairweather PhD on Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, or just Google Daryl Fairweather.
And she knows Daryl's a guy's name. People always, she's like, enough. Enough of that. All right. Well, thank you so much, Daryl Fairweather. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up With Yee. And when we come back, you guys have the last word.
Pick up the phone. Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard. What the word is. Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. And B-Dot, you were here 3 days in a row.
Oh, man, that's like a residency.
You went from not showing up at all to showing up 3 days in a row. I appreciate you.
Can I give you my time card or something?
Yeah. By the way, I told y'all this earlier, but it is Chinese New Year. Tomorrow is the year of the dragon. And it's also the day that I'm opening my juice bar, the Nourish Spot BK, in partnership with Dawn Kelly and with her daughter Jade. And B-Dot, you've been to the Nourish Spot in Queens.
Yes, absolutely.
You were one of their first customers. They said a loyal customer.
I still go there all the time. And, you know, I'm going to go check out the one in Brooklyn now.
Yeah, you used to live right over there.
Yeah, I used to live right down the block, man. You can't get rid of me.
All right, so you guys definitely come and check us out. And I'm just really excited about it, because having that juice bar was great for me in the community, just seeing it change lives, helping people become healthier, trying different fruits and and vegetables they may never have tried. The importance of that, it does not go, I think, unnoticed. And what always meant a lot to me was when people would come up to me and be like, this juice bar changed my life.
Right.
And so I'm excited. And I'm going to start a detox also in celebration of us opening tomorrow. All right. In the meantime, and thanks to Daryl Fairweather for joining us, by the way. Cannot forget that. Chief Economist at Redfin. That full interview is on my YouTube channel, Way Up With Ye. Thank you, B-Dot, for coming through.
Absolutely.
And being a loyal customer. And you guys have the last word.
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Michael. I've been listening for years now. And I like to set you up for a blind date with me, and we just hopefully one day wind up getting married in the whole 9 yards.
Good morning. I want to shine a light on to my brother, James McGrew. He's a very hard worker. He's a good brother. He's so caring, hardworking, and an excellent, amazing father. And he just had his third boy today. 3 boys, no girls. And keep up the good work. Shine a light on you, too, for all your excellent, amazing work and your endeavors and your business. Be blessed. You're too blessed to be stressed. And congratulations. Have a blessed weekend.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.